Some of y'all about to be real mad at me.
Hey guys, have a short little angst video, as a treat. Will this get a part 2? Lord knows, I ended it on such a cliffhanger, but no matter how I end it, people are gonna be upset, so we'll see. Writing this, I was flipping between agreeing with 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀𝘀 and 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘷𝘀, or agreeing with 𝑃𝙗 and 𝘱𝑢𝑔𝑎, because both of them are making totally valid points. Sound off in the comments. Enjoy, XOXO. In the 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀𝑚 owes me $35 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀. I've decided to do it. Get a life. Work on your attitude problem. Stop wearing that god ugly green shirt. 1. Fuck you. 2. I do not have an attitude problem. 3. You told me you thought it was cute. On me, I told you it would look cute on me. So I'm ugly? You're not ugly, but you're not me, lol. The sexual tension between my fists and your pretty little face. The sexual tension between my pretty little face and her pretty little fists. The sexual tension between us. Kiss me. 2 men kissing emoji. You guys are so annoying. Anyways, what did you decide? I've decided to dump 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀 lol. Wait, huh? Excuse me? Why didn't you lead with that? He's getting on my nerves. Elaborate. Is got on my nerves a valid reason to dump someone? He's just being super annoying about me and 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘵. Huh? Yeah, he thinks we're sneaking about behind his back. I wish. And I told him we were just friends, but it's like he doesn't trust me. I mean. Question mark. You guys are awful flirty. Because we're both flirty people, but it's not like we would ever like hook up while 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀 and 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘷 were together. Unless. Haha. Kidding. Unless. If 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘷𝘀 was talking like this to one of his friends, wouldn't that make you nervous? Well yeah, but it's because 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘷𝘀 doesn't even talk like that to me, so it's totally out of character. I don't see why he's so upset. This is totally not worth dumping him over, 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀. I wanna dump him before he dumps me first. How do you know he's gonna dump you? Because he told Suna, and Suna told Osamu, and Osamu told me. And aren't you sad? Yeah, obviously. Aren't you in love with him? Not as much as I act like I am. But the idea of him dumping me isn't all that sad. I sort of saw it coming since we started dating. 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀. It's not like he even let me touch him for the first 6 months of our relationship. He can't help that, 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘀. Yeah, I know, but that didn't make it any easier. 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘷 really does care about you though, at least talk to him about it. I try and talk to him about it and it turns into him accusing me of shit with no proof, like. Yes, I hug and cuddle my friends. If you're so jealous, then let me hug and cuddle you too, asshole. 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 hasn't talked for a while. Yeah, what's on your mind, Kawa? I think you should break up with him. 𝘧𝘢𝘁? He asked. And that's what I think. Well, I think you should talk to him about it, because I think his concern is valid. Because yes, we're all close, but I respect 𝘧𝘢𝘁's boundaries enough that if he told me to stop doing certain things with you guys, I'd hear him out at least. Same with 𝑃𝙗𝘳𝑚. Are you guys dating your parents? Literally, like if I tell you it's nothing to be worried about, then you ought to respect it. It's about trust. You're not listening to what we're saying. 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 has a physical intimacy problem, but you dated him knowing that, even though you're big on skinship. Don't you think a part of him knows he's being a bit irrational, and that he wants to be able to hold you as much as you want to be held? Exactly, if it was that easy for him, I'm sure he'd do it. But you and 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 are being so insensitive. I cannot fathom why are you defending 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁. Because he has a point. We literally all flirt with each other. Because 𝑃𝙗𝘳𝘁 and 𝘧𝘢𝘁 don't mind. Because 𝑃𝙗𝘳𝘁 and 𝘧𝘢𝘁 trust you, oh my god. Omi doesn't fucking trust me. He never has. And he thinks I'm fickle and will leave him just because I hug someone else. And I'm so sick of reassuring him every 2 days with. No Omi, I don't like them like that, or Omi, I love just you. It's exhausting. And it's always. Think about 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 and his OCD, and never. Think about 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 and how it affects him. Why are you making his mental illness about you? So because he's mentally ill, 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 has to just sit there and deal with all his bullshit. How is that fair to 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁? How is it fair to 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁? You literally dated him knowing what you were getting into. And so did he. He knew the kind of person I was before we dated. So why am I getting all the flack? So, you're going to dump him because he has OCD. Holy shit, way to make me feel like a horrible person. That's what you're doing though? He literally doesn't want to be with me either. Because you make him feel like you don't want to be with him. Oh my god, no, I fucking don't. If that's how feels, you don't get to dictate that. You need to respect his boundaries. All I ever do is respect his boundaries. I never force anything on him. That's the exact reason why I'm touchy with you guys, because he doesn't touch me. This conversation is pissing me off. We're just trying to help you see his side of things. I saw his side of things and it's stupid. God, this side of you sucks, 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴𝘵. I don't want to get upset with you over something that's between 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 and I, but you and Akashi are really testing me. We're your friends before we're 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴s, you know. But there's no way you can sit and talk about 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 not trusting you when Halloween happened. Why even bring that up? Literally. What was Halloween? Last Halloween at Tiroshima's party I caught them making out. What the fuck? They told me not to tell you, but it doesn't make sense to have this conversation without you knowing. So basically, 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 was right. 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 and I were on a break at the time. Okay, and so it wasn't cheating. Dude. Not to mention 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 is the one who suggested the break. And so I was fresh out of a relationship and I was sad, and it was a party, and we were both drunk and so that happened, but I didn't cheat. That doesn't change the fact that you're basically gaslighting 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴. You'll learn a new word on Twitter and just run with it, don't you? You're making it seem like he's being irrational when his concern is valid. It's not valid though. How can you complain that your significant other touches other people when you won't even let them touch you? He literally can't have it both ways, like I need fucking affection. Cheating is not how to do that. It wasn't cheating. Yes, it basically was. I'll admit if it had been a random person and not 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 you could make that argument, but the fact that you hooked up with 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 knowing that 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴 was already insecure about you too. Yeah, that's gross. We were both wasted and I came on to him, it wasn't that big of a deal. If it's not a big deal then tell 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴. If I tell 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴, he'll make it a big deal. Ugh. Jesus fucking Christ. You're not going to tell him, are you? I mean, no. But this is gross. We weren't in our right minds. So you'd never do that sober? Probably not. Probably. But this really all has to stay between us. Yeah, girl code whatever the fuck. Thanks. Can you answer these next questions truthfully? Okay. Yeah, okay. How far did you guys go? Well, all the way. Lord have mercy. Sigh, I mean I suspected it. You know at that point it's not really a mistake. Because if Akashi saw you, and then even after he, I assume, scolded you, you went back at it, that's deliberate. What are you getting at? I'm not saying it was a mistake but I'm saying it wasn't cheating. So you don't even regret it? No, it was fun. You too, 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁? What? No, I don't regret it. Okay, second question. Do you guys have feelings for each other? 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 looked at his keyboard for a while, and there wasn't really a right answer to the question, but it felt like there was a wrong one. 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 knew he should just say the truth, but he wasn't even sure what that was. Yeah, a little. Figures. Is that why you came onto him at the party? No, I mean maybe, I didn't realize until after. Okay, and you 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁𝘁? I love 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘴. No one said you didn't love 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁. But do you like 𝘧𝘢𝘳𝘁 too? I don't know. You definitely do know. 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁𝘁. 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 thought about 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁, and how good of a friend he was, and he thought about how whenever the two of them hung out, 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 would laugh until his sides hurt, and he thought about how whenever he would cry, 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 would always hold him until he calmed down. And he thought about how 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁's smile would light up a room, and about how there were more pictures of 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁 on his phone than 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁, and how the two of them were his background instead of him and 𝘧𝘢𝘁𝘁. And lastly, he thought about that night, and how he pretended to be more drunk than he was, and how 𝘧𝘁𝘁 had looked so good in his firefighter costume, and he thought about how when they were kissing, how 𝘧𝘁𝘁 tasted like Mike's hard lemonade instead of fluoride toothpaste. And he blamed it on being touch-starved at the time, but being with 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘰 made him feel so loved, and he blamed it on the alcohol when he started crying, but 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘰 didn't laugh or make fun of him. 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘰 just smiled sadly, like he knew. I think I'm in love with 𝘧𝘢𝘷𝘰.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't need to explain myself to you.
Before, I was going to keep it to myself. That actually, I think I'm a little bothered now. Because why is it that the girls